When I joined, one of the things that I walked in the door with was a commitment to myself that I was going to be thoughtful about taking the time to understand the situation and then decisive about making decisions about people and organization. So, after 90 days, I did do a fairly significant reorganization. The FP&A organization was part of our controller's function. I split those two up, hired a person to run FP&A, and started to build the bone structure there. We had a very what you would expect for a recently IPO'd company, just a very rudimentary financial planning process. And we continue to evolve that even through today. We've added a lot more bench strength and a lot more process to that. And, our business leaders now can explain what goes on in the long-term plan, as opposed to that being something that was, in someone's computer in our strategic finance organization. So there was a lot of people changing, process changing, and reorganization that I think was necessary to take us from a private company to a public company that could give guidance, that could, have our board have confidence in our plan, and that we could actually, as a finance team, be creating some insights for our business partners. One of the things at Capital One that I really learned in spades was that the wisdom of a crowd with people from different backgrounds and experiences is remarkably helpful to avoid, kind of getting sideswiped by a lack of awareness of a different perspective. On the other side of that is the absolute hairy complexity of healthcare. And so, I've got some general athletes that are in FP&A, but I also have some tenured healthcare experienced FP&A people. And we're trying to take the blend of kind of both sides of that, people who come from investment banking or who come from strategy and consulting, coupled with some people, who have been there, done that, and understand kind of where some of the challenges might be found in healthcare. We've tried to balance out across that spectrum. It's a terrific question, and I would say that today, when we look at our P&Ls, we have all of our cost structure broken down by activity and what it costs us on a per member per month basis. And FP&A really brought that to the business and helped them to start thinking about their cost structure in terms of what are variable costs, what are fixed costs. And those are pretty standard concepts, right? But as you're growing as a young company, you kind of just mix the paint. You just had this cost base and you needed some revenues to cover those things. And we've really evolved to where now, when we look at our monthly financial statements with our whole leadership team, we go through all of the individual line items on what does it cost us for each member to do this thing, to do that thing, to, call centers, to process claims. So we've got a much, much, much richer amount of information, which, by the way, we can then benchmark against competitors and show our business partners, hey, we're pretty high on this particular cost. Why is that? What do you think? Here's what we think, and share our opinions.